Hi, it's Michelle from Movement Lesson, and in this class on the buoyancy. Buoyancy goes in all different directions. Now in this case you can see, let's say we'll look at the air bubble, and you can see how the air bubble goes back and forth. Now I cover this a lot in training, and matter of fact we're really going to be covering it in segment 2, which I'm about to do. But there's a way of, do you see my air bubble? I'll bring it a little bit closer. See how it can be off tempo from now the blue wave. So when I touch, and you can get these suckers for like $6-7 off of Amazon, but do you see how at first I'm trying to synchronize the air bubble with the blue? The reason it's going to be off is because there's different viscosity rates, and the air is going to be much more violent. Violent meaning have a quicker rate, let's say, of acceleration than the blue. The blue, again, the oil heavier, you can see the separation, so there's different viscosity rates. Well, guess what? These viscosity rates, or these different levels, happen with just your nasal cavities and mucus flow. The saliva in your mouth and mucus flow. Postnasal drip, all of these kind of things, sinus infections, allergies, are all going to change your viscosity rates within the nasal cavities. So in the videos that I just did with Felipe, working with his head, that's what I think about when I'm starting to work with someone. So when I'm here working on the head, let's say, and I discuss weight transfer, I'm moving in such a way that I have weight transfer, right? So all these nasal cavities are open, but also when the head shape starts to misshape, the soft spot is off, the closures, all of those kind of things will change your buoyancy rates, your viscosity rates, any of those languages that you want to use. Even just the way the tongue might pull from a low tone versus wanting to come up in a typical tone, or be spastic in a high tone. So if I have, let's say, a spastic tongue, and that's going against all of that, it would be no difference than me, again, giving that spasticity and trying to get weight transfer. It's going to affect that system differently. That being said, I don't look at a system and go, oh, too bad, so sad. How do I teach the system, the body, to have movements that feel pleasurable, are easy, whatever, again, is the language you're using. So when you have a system back here versus here to here, it all changes, even just the way that this head feels. It gets top heavy, goes back in my hands. So I'm just looking to offer my touch in a way. So I don't know if this will do it. Let's see. So I want to do it in a way where I start feeling that weight transfer. I'm not looking for how far can I get this head to move. It is not me making, quote, gains on somebody is not my language. That being said, I'll take you to Mount Everest. I'm never helping a kid just sit up. I'm helping a kid at the same lesson trying to run. I don't look at people like that. Or let's say if I'm working with someone with Parkinson's or MS. I get it. I can't cure the Parkinson's. But let me tell you, I still can get them moving a lot better despite the Parkinson's, because the system, in a sense, forgets or ceases to play with these movements. No difference than an astronaut going into outer space and coming back. These poor guys that they're sitting there still doing load lift variations versus weight transfer and oppositional gravity. The astronauts have a horrible time in space, and especially coming home. Their pain ratios through the roof. And it's all because their system has stopped playing with these principles, and now they're failing. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. When you're working with the lasers, hi, it's Michelle from Movement Lesson, and this is a part of our laser series. I just wanted to cover a bit. When you're working with the lasers, now first of all, obviously, because this strobes and it doesn't strobes, sorry, so the strobing is on and off like this. Now working with the head, I tend not to work with the strobes, and you can also, you can't do it while the laser's in process, but you can change the power levels. I wouldn't think twice about starting off at a low level around the head to a high. Now again, when I say that, the frequency rate of the light is what causes or gets the effects of the lasers. I'm looking to enhance movement lesson with the lasers through movement, and I use the movement that the lasers generate with the movements that I do and coordinate the two. But what's nice about the lasers is that you can tuck in right underneath, you're into the top part of the spine. You can attach to anywhere, even here where I can work around, and just in a sense where I'm looking to bring attention to, let's say, that the top suture. If I'm working around the jaw, this is how I would hold the laser, and notice how I can counter the laser around, and that's where you want to go back and look at your midline points. But this is taking the midline points and giving it a bit advanced more techniques. You've got swallowing, inner ear, hearing, speech, coming back around, and you're using that counter and that counter. And these are just another ways of working with the laser around the head that you're doing. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. I was just seeing if that worked. Felt any different.